Hey, darling, how are you today? I know you probably like, I can't believe she actually went live today. But I had some things on my mind, honey. I got some things on my mind. Girl, my brother's in there tearing up the church. My fourth was spent here at the church with my brother tearing up the floors. He and there still tearing them up. Hey, Beach, how are you, dear? How are you? All right, y'all. I'm just kind of like giving myself a few seconds to gather my thoughts and get it together because I want to tell y'all a few things what I had learned or what I'm figuring out. And maybe y'all can help me. Maybe y'all can help me by giving me a couple of answers. I don't know. I might even drop the stream up later on once you record the replay of the last video. They was getting on my nerves, but I had to release them. And I released them not for me, but for them. I mean, not for them, but for me. I had to release them folks for them and for me. Baby, don't be, girl, you need to get you some rest, huh? Don't exhaust the beach. All right, y'all. So y'all see my title. Y'all see my title. How does your behavior impact your community? I'm going to tell y'all why I came up with this title. Okay, so y'all know I'm in school. Shout out to school books. Y'all see this? That's 2 classes. I'm in school taking 2 classes. And hey, Pastor Nate, you right. It is crazy out there in the streets. But sometimes I have to tune out and turn off. So my question was, how does your behavior impact your community? How does your behavior impact your community? Last night I was on a panel and I was asked the question. I was on Sheila E. the Quiet Storm's platform. And her question was, how can we as Black women help our community? Now, someone came up and they talked about education. Somebody else wanted to argue, nah, it's not education. We got to get hold of these Black boys. Somebody else argued, no, we got to get hold of these Black young ladies. No, we got to bring the men back in the house. No, the women got to start being more submissive. My thing is this. This is Vivian's take on it. Stop looking to the next man to solve your everyday problems. When do you take personal responsibility, personal accountability for things that you do? Can somebody answer me that? When do we take personal responsibility, personal accountability for the things that we do? Exactly. We must first exemplify the change we want to see, and it starts with us. And that's our issue. A lot of us, we not being the change that we want to see. We're not being examples of what should be. If you know what I mean. A lot of us are just doing what we do. We just flying by and we not worrying about what happens. It's all about me, mine, and nobody else's. But and a lot of people are waiting for somebody else to come in and save them. A lot of people are waiting for someone else to come and save them. Folks, I promise you, There is no one coming to save you. I'm sorry. You have to save yourself. You have to help yourself. And I promise you, when you move, do the first step, and you know what? Exactly, Beach. You know better, you can get better. And exactly, they ask, how do they save themselves? Okay, so a lot of people talk about the hood, what's going on in the hood, people killing and stealing and robbing, black on black crime. Y'all, I am a firm believer that crime is committed because of proximity. Hey, Third Ward, how are you? I promise y'all, I am a personal believer that crime is committed because of proximity. It's black on black crime because that's who they're near. But the media, we feed into this mess and we let the media tell us what we should and shouldn't think. We don't talk about white on white crime, Asian on Asian crime, and all of that type of thing. We don't talk about that. The media don't talk about it, and we don't call them out on it. That's our issue. The media doesn't discuss it and me out. We as black people, we got more power than we really know. We as people have more power than we really know. And we don't exercise our rights enough. So I'm going to tell you guys some examples of what Vivian does in her community and how you can implement the same things in your community to make your community better. Okay? I'm just going to give y'all some practical tips. You know what? But Pastor Nate, guess what? Your voice does matter. Guess what? Vivian can't be the only person that goes to the school board and asks the school board about your child's curriculum. Vivian can't be the only person that goes to the local elections and the local uh, council meetings and things of that nature, town hall meetings. You understand? If it's a group of y'all and y'all feeling the same way, guess what? Y'all band up, get in the car and go together. Especially if it's some people they ain't never seen before, they gonna be like, what in the world going on? And we can't pull a okey doke like we usually do. We can't go in there and have them secret backroom meetings. Because if you got 5 to 10 to 20 extra people who ain't been at that meeting to see how things go, they're gonna have to answer to you. They're gonna have to give you some answers. But our issue is once they tell us no once, we get complacent and we get defeated and we just, well, nothing I can say is going to help. Nothing I can say is going to do. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. What you say and do does matter. I am of the belief that whenever you see a problem, you should at least have some type of solution in mind. That solution might not work, but you should be able to articulate what you think your solution should be. And then you present it to the person where you see the problem at. And then let them tell you why your solution won't work. But it will start a discussion. Discussion started. Think about it that way. I heard people on there last night talking about education kind of matters, sort of matters. We don't get educated. You're right. Some people in our community don't think so. But guess what? We got to show and prove. We got to tell them we got to keep going and keep fighting. The time for us to protest and march is not after somebody gets shot. It's before. It's before. Before the police come into our community and shoot us down like dogs. But guess what? You know why the police don't mind shooting us like dogs? Because we shoot each other down like dogs. Think about that video the other day where that young man went up and shot the other young man, and it was the two kids there, and the little girl was shielding her brother. I was talking to Reason's Key. She was telling me about how two younger kids got a gun and shot a man on a tractor. And they don't even know if they knew the man. Shot the man dead. Why we not outraged because our kids out here getting the guns and going and killing each other? 8 and 9. Why are we outraged when a 9-year-old little girl in a bed minding her business and she gets shot through a wall? Why aren't we out there protesting and marching in the streets then? We so scared. Snitches get stitches. And you're right. It's a whole lot of people out there. Not my kid. My kid wouldn't do it. Everybody dogged that mother out that when they had them protests back a couple of years ago, and she told her son not to go out there to the protest, and she went and snatched him up from the protest and drug him home. Everybody, all the news, all the people in the news, that lady was wrong. She get all on the news. But guess what? Now, she either discipline her son now or the prison guard discipline him later. And I understand that. And I'm not telling you to take on other people's problems. That's not what I'm telling you. What I'm saying is we as a community have to take personal responsibility for ourselves. And what I mean by that is we have to do some things in our own house, sweep up around our own door to make sure our house is straight before we go out there trying to make bigger policies. So, for instance, I don't have children. I have not one, but I still ran for the school board. And that's ridiculous. Out of 13 black males, Stomp Down is the only one who made it out with no jail time and no criminal record. And I understand that, Beach. It is hey, Purple Love. And you're right. Our people out there. You give some Negroes an inch and they want a whole foot. But it's up to us. Each one teach one. Okay, so Beach, and I'm going to say this. I understand at this juncture in my life why the Lord didn't bless me with my own personal children, because he had a bigger picture for me. He knew that I was going to go and become a school teacher and I was going to advocate for other people's children, but he also understood that if he had given me my own children, I would not have given as much of my personal self away to others, if that makes any sense. But I know if I had kids of my own, I'd be selfish. I'd be like, I ain't worried about little Pookie in my class who ain't got no new paper or who ain't got no paper to write with. Because as long as my child got paper, I'm good. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So that's where I am in reference to that. But I do truly believe we as a people have to go, and those who are willing, and I'm not saying everybody. Y'all, I'm not saying everybody. I'm saying those that are willing and able to go out there and help. My thing is this. When I see them doing wrong, sorry about that, y'all. When I see people doing wrong, I call them out on it. If I feel like it's going to affect me. If I feel like the situation is going to affect me personally, I call them out on it. I.e., my brother and I had a conversation today. I didn't do something because I was trying to work around his time schedule to make sure some stuff get done in place in the church. And I didn't do something that I really needed to do. I told him, but for his actions, I would have taken care of what I need to take care of. You know what he told me? And okay, just one and only. Thank you, baby. I understand. And you know what my brother told me? He said, it ain't my fault that you didn't get done what you were supposed to get done. You should have went on and did it. And you right. You right. There are teachers, they are teachers that are fed up. And there are mamas on YouTube. All they want to do is stay on YouTube. And the kids are looking like, I need some help. Like, help me, please. But they ain't doing what they supposed to do. And you know what, Pastor Nate? I have been in a position where I have tapped people on the shoulder. Baby, that ain't right. Thank you. I've had seen, I'm gonna drop, y'all know what, I'm gonna drop the link for anybody that want to come up and we could talk about this. I've had situations where I've talked to young ladies, I've seen them walk around and I'll say something to them. What they gonna do? What they gonna do? Tell me no? Mind my business? That's about all they can tell me. Would you say who in the chat needs some help? Drop their cash app and you'll buy them some hair bows. You know what, Pastor Nate? Sometimes it is kind of dangerous. But you know what? My life is not my own. Okay, come on up, sis. Come on up. My life is not my own. And I'm a true believer in that. I am a true believer in that. I saw a young lady. She was outside last week. We had fun. We went to a concert. It was an outdoor concert. She was drunk. And her daughter was there with her. I just looked at her and smiled and said, not a good look, sis. But I gave her correction. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't do it in front of her daughter. I didn't do it where she'd be embarrassed. I just looked at her. I said, not a good look, sis. You out here with a big can at a concert drinking in front of all these old people, getting fall down drunk in front of your daughter. I just went to her and said, not a good look, sis. That was correction. That was correction. And that wasn't me being nasty to her. It was just I see you and I know you can do better. Sometimes that's all it takes. I see you, sis, and I know you can do better. That's all it takes sometimes. So I'm going to give you guys some tips on how I help my community. How I help my community. I don't know about anybody else. First off, I go to my local schools and I volunteer. It might not be a whole lot. It might not be every day. It might not even be every week, but I volunteer. People in this community, they know me. Hey, it's the picture lady. It's Miss Vivian. People in my community know me. And people that have been on the phone with me that have talked to me offline, yeah, she telling the truth. People in her community, they be stopping her. And I'm not just talking about African Americans, I'm talking about whites, blacks, everybody in my community. They stop me. They ask me different questions, and I'm always there to be as helpful as possible. Number 2, hey sis, let me add you to the stream. Hey sis, how you doing?
Hold on, let me get it together. Vivian.
Hey darling, how you doing?
I am good. I think this might be my first time looking up on the panel in a month. How's it going, sister?
See that? I'm doing fine. Y'all see, I told y'all I'm learning the StreamYard thing, right? I'm learning it. I'm learning it.
You got me on camera feeling like I should have you, but not yet. Not yet.
My sister and I are going to chop it up for a second. So what do you think about the topic?
We yin and yang. You know I'm going to give you the pushback. I'm going to give you, you say how it should be. And then I say, well, this how it really is. And then from there, hopefully, we can figure out a balance. So Viv is the practical, logical, we need to do something. And them hoes left me for dead. Excuse my language. If my donations in my community service that I put out, not from the law, okay, community service through a charitable organization, a non-for-profit sorority, that type of community service, because folks out here be like, she on community service. They don't understand we do community service. Honey, if that don't get the job done, I don't know what more I can do. I took in the girls, their mothers didn't care nothing about them. Remember prom season, Vivian? And I spent all that money for the girl so she could have some nails done for prom and her hair. And she ain't got to go in looking. Her mother couldn't give her anything. Her mama was the gambling and the drugs came first, even for prom. Everybody else paid for it. And then I look up, and she didn't even go to the prom. She up there at a hotel somewhere. That was a slap in my face. To this day, that was a slap in my face because her mama knew she wasn't going to prom. See, these mamas running game out here. See, bitch gonna tell it. The mamas is running game. Dad is quit caring about all of them. He just want a 99-cent Bud Ice. He can't even get a 6-pack. He want a 99-cent tall Bud Ice from the local Texaco, a Black and Mild, and something to keep him zooted and hoot-tooted. The mama
and a Lucy cigarette
don't care enough to keep herself. The girls go, they leave them to us. We supposed to pick what we supposed to do with her at 16. She's stuck in. You got to bring her when she's small. And even when I tried that, when they were 4, come over to my house, because my house is Disney World for a little girl. Oh, everything. I'm girly. I'm girl. Don't get me wrong. Now I will look. I can shoot with the best of them. I can run with the best of them. I am a little tomboy, but I'm girly. Okay, and a cigarette.
Bitch, keep it going. I'll be right back.
I gotta run him in my life. I promise you. This teacher, this and that, and I said, okay, hold on, let me get them together. Being that my daughter has the highest IQ, and has all these options and scholarships, and those of you all who aren't aware of what my daughter does, I repost. We doing the dang thing, okay? And my sons, I don't play. I come on here and play, but in the real world, we taking the roles that people told us we. Okay, babe, I'll be gone for 4 hours because you know how folks be doing on this. But for serious, y'all, when I say we have done it, y'all, I'm not exaggerating when I say, honey, I have given a car away, a good car. And the lady turned around and asked for some gas money. Who does that? It's never enough. It's never enough. You could buy a person a house and they're going to ask you, well, you ain't no furniture in it. You see what I'm saying? It's never enough. And so when I say, okay, well, we kind of fed up because y'all are greedy and you're looking at the people who tried. See, I haven't always had it. Like, I had to get it out the mud. I didn't just come up. Well, I did come up middle class, but it's still, once you come out your mama's house, you better go out there and figure it out. She's not going to just let you be sorry. She wants you to struggle. She wants you to see what happened when you blew your paycheck up in 1 week out there playing. Now you got to struggle through the week and ask for money. Don't do that again. We learned our lessons back in college, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. We learned those lessons then. A grown woman now who can't keep no money in her pocket. Because she know you can't spend your last dime. One of your children gonna need something. Ain't no milk in the house, girl. But you got a pack of cigarettes though, huh? So I'm supposed to feel bad and keep feeding these people. Lord, forgive me.
Stop that. Hold on, bitch.
Some of us are really trying. We're really trying, and Vivian knows that. When I was serious, I said, anybody need? I'm not being funny. Y'all ain't combed your little girl hair since before COVID. For that little girl hair. You see what I'm saying? People.
Bitch, got a question.
I'm here.
All right, so
let me just.
The question is, could military be a viable option for some of these children? I do believe yes. I went in the military.
Absolutely.
I went in the military.
Absolutely.
But we gotta, but in reference to military, we got a segment of folk out here that what they're doing is they're telling our children that's the white man's army. They don't care nothing about you. Don't go and serve them. They ain't doing them for you. Well, I'm gonna tell you, that's a lie. I think that's a lot of our problem. I think that again, I believe that's a lot of our problem.
They can't get in. They're telling them that because they can't get in. They too weeded up, smoked up, and geeked up. They can't pass the test. They got a criminal record that look like a fool. They've been arrested 20 times for possession because they can't get in. They want to tell them boys, don't do that. Why would you tell him that? When we got do you not know the options in these men? They dope the boys man up. Every man I just about know they served the military. They in some type of, that's the same thing with the Freemasons.
People don't realize the benefits that you can get from. I'm gonna tell you what I figured out is a lot of people don't play the game because they don't. A lot of people don't get further along because they don't play the game. My thing is we need to learn the game and we need to participate in the game and play it better. For instance, I knew my father and mother were older. I knew that I could not afford college. I was not the best high school student, although I was in science and mathematics. I was not the best high school student, and I was not ready to go to college. So I went into the military. I went into the military with the thought in my mind that the military was going to pay for me to go to school when I was ready. And they did. Okay, not only did the military pay for me to go to school, go ahead.
Oh, of course, yeah, the benefits are in itself are astronomical. But I'm going to ask you a question, Bill. And you said they need to learn the game and play. You do realize everybody can't play the game. See, everybody don't make the basketball team. Beach gonna tell it. See, I ran track. Everybody didn't make that track team. Everybody didn't make the cheerleader squad. Some people went home crying, come back again next year. Everybody didn't make the basketball team. They couldn't dribble. Hell, I tried out for basketball. I dribbled like they said you dribble like a fairy. You tall, but no ma'am. So I stayed over there with track and field in the cheer stuff because I can't dribble. Okay, that's fine. I was tall, but I can't dribble. My hand coordination just ain't happening. Okay, I'm too dainty with the hands. If somebody decides or can't play the game or didn't take the time to sit around and watch the greats. See, you become great by watching the greats. I observed the greats. I looked at women I said, oh, when I get older, I want to be like her. She's always got her hair together. Although my mama was great herself, I'm just saying she kept me around great people. She didn't have me around people. I looked around everybody raggedy, dusty, looking like yesterday. Ain't nobody comb their hair. Your hair is combed, Vivian. I can tell your hair combed. It has been groomed. It ain't just sticking up. It ain't nappy, sticking up.
Wait a minute. Hold on. But this is the thing. Even the people that were in even the people that my parents let me hang around that were in the so-called PJs, because I had an aunt. My aunt, she lived in the projects, but her house was clean. Her kids' hair was clean.
When I said poverty got nothing to do with cleanliness.
Her kids cook, clean, wash clothes. She worked. It wasn't no foolishness in her house. And again, exuded excellence. Examples of excellence. But the neighbors across the hallway was always swinging open. And kids was running in and out, hanging out the windows and all that stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody
and it's like drugs. The difference is this, Vivian. There are those who want a hand up, and then there's those who want a handout. We're not doing them on handouts. Y'all, back to school drive. Wait for you know why the back to school drives are a joke? Let me tell you why they're a joke. You got to go stand. Let me guess. This gonna hit somebody in their spirit because see, I don't get in that line. I go and give my donation. My daughter goes and plays for the city on that piano, and we go home. I don't even get a hot dog. The back to school drive includes one of them cheap plastic backpacks that's not even the proper size. They give you a pack of paper, a pack of the worst pencils, not the good kind. And you might get a crayon in there. The line be so long, y'all. When I tell you they got you standing in the heat they do that on purpose for these mothers who actually can't. They give you a ticket. Your ticket gets you a freeze cup and a hot dog. So you mean to tell me if I add the math up of what you were giving away, it don't even come to $5? You stood in line for 4 hours in the burning heat because it's always outside. They don't never have these inside a building where you can have some cool air, come in and sit down and cool. It's outside. You know this, Vivian. For 4 hours, you kept your child about to pass out from a heat stroke in line just for a free hot dog in a backpack that don't got none of the stuff on the supply list. The school supply list say scientific calculator, dividers. It actually has things you got to purchase. We don't give that away for the back to school drive. No, ma'am, ain't nobody giving you no Trapper Keeper. A Trapper Keeper, I just bought my baby Trapper Keeper already, so I want a special one that don't look like everybody else. It cost me $20. They $25, but a Trapper Keeper will last you 2 years, and you can carry all your subjects in it. You mean to tell me you're not gonna buy a Trapper Keeper? Okay, you're not gonna even buy the 10-cent notebook. We got to give you everything. You're gonna stand in line for 4 hours for nothing. You know why?
Because wait a minute, hold on. I got one better for you. When I taught school in Washington, D.C., in Southeast Washington, D.C., y'all, I went into the military, went to Fayetteville State University, got my degree in education, middle grades education, minor in special ed. Went back to my neighborhood in which I grew up in and taught at the same school that my brother attended, okay? In the hood. And I actually bought a house in the neighborhood, because I was giving back to my community. But I'm going to tell you how sorry a lot of the parents were. This is how sorry a lot of the parents were. Back to school night, teacher parent night. We need you to come up and talk to us and get your children's report cards. You know how we had to get the parents to come? We had to get the drum line out there, play the drums real loud, have hamburgers and hot dogs and sodas, and have a parent, get a parent a sheet and say, okay, take this sheet to each one of your teachers. When each one of the sections are signed, bring it back and we'll give you hot dogs, hamburgers, and drinks and chips.
That's a damn I'm sorry. That's a damn
just to get your kids' report card and meet with your kids' teacher. That's how we had to meet with parents.
You know what? Y'all can get mad at me. Y'all cannot like me, but I'm just gonna say it. Sit down and let the rest of us who trying win. This is Monopoly for real now. Get out of the way. Just get out of the way and let the rest of us try. See, when I used to put in the chat over there on my channel, people thought I was just trying to be slick with the words. I said lead, follow, or get out of the way. Y'all put that in the chat. You got 3 options. You can lead, you can follow, or you can get out of the way. Because the rest of us
get out
are
the way,
trying.
though. Don't expect me to be the one that got to carry you on my back.
That's right. And even if you look at it from a godly point of view, I'm sorry, it is written, everybody got to carry their own cross. I'm going to use somebody in the chat. I can't carry my cross and carry Bonnie Bell's cross too. Bonnie got to pick up her own cross and carry it. I got my own cross and everything nailed to it that I'm responsible for and hold myself accountable for. I can't carry your cross for you, Vivian. I'll be on the ground dead. But people out here want you to give your last drop of blood for them, yet they won't even pick up. They won't kill a mosquito for you. I can honestly say there is a time to be fed up. And if anybody would want to debate me on that and they want to be a Christian, open up that Bible and I'm going to show you when God said, I'm fed up of y'all people. Y'all not even trying, just wipe them all out.
And Beach will testify. Beach can testify to that. I have gotten to the point where I've been like, you know what? This is just too much. I can only do but so much. Y'all, I dropped the stream for anybody else who want to come up and join us and and tell us, how does your behavior impact your community? How does your behavior
Yeah,
impact your community?
You're a giver, and we attract. We see we're older, so those of you don't realize. I'm not a young. Well, I am young in spirit and in looks. To me, I don't know what you all these other women doing in their 40s, but I'm looking real good at 43. Okay, I ain't looking like a casket fresh and like I'm knocking on death door, and I don't even wear foundation. So I'm just gonna throw that out there. While people talking about age and folks, oh no, I'm 43 years old, and this is exactly how I look on camera, off camera, bam. Okay, get your skin together. I don't know. See, it's really what's inside of you that got folks looking like that. Vivian ain't over here looking old and sour faced and all that extra stuff. She still got joy, okay, because she lives a life is joy. Why people be coming for people assets and wanting to judge us? You wish you could have a property. Y'all don't see the bigger picture. You only see what some of us let you see. If you actually saw the bigger picture, you'd get sick. But we not flexers like that. I'm gonna leave that there. Like I was saying about the lead, follow, get out of the way, and why I said I got to change how I talk on my platform, because I didn't realize how much influence I had, Vivian, until we got in that kerfuffle. All we did was go over to the manosphere, go on the panel, and share stories of our past. We weren't even talking about present stories. We're sharing stories of actual things that have happened in our life. These people lost it. They lost it. But next thing I know, I see women making videos, Side Chick Chronicles. They sending links to my homeboy. Shout out the official. Shout out to Dusty. Wherever you are, shout out to you. They sending him so many links trying to get him to come over there and help they thirsty behind. All these women want, I'm gonna say it, they don't want nothing but the D, some weed, a vibrator, and some dope. They don't want nothing. They don't even want them a hug. You know why? Because they're not. I feel like they're non-select. So here we go, Vivian. Why should I take my day? Like right now, I got one thing on the menu. I'm going to finish conditioning my hair, condition my daughter's hair, and I'm going to go and pop up and check on a friend I haven't seen in a while, make sure they're okay. And I'm coming back home. I don't have anything else to do. I'm not running those streets, all that hoopla, whatever. Why can't these, that's all I'm doing today. Meanwhile, I can't, did you hear the part I said about my hair, my daughter's hair? Okay. See, I may even do hers before mine. That's probably how the order's gonna usually go. Let me get her together. But they don't even want to comb their little girl's hair now. I'm like, take that hair. Why is y'all's daughter's weave coming down her? Why she got a 50-inch braid coming down to her ass? All it makes men do is focus on your butt when they see your hair hanging down your butt, because they want to get a good look. Why y'all setting y'all daughters up to be a hoe? I just want to know who out here with daughters with braids. So too, when I was a little girl, you just got braids barely down past your ears, or maybe a little bit to pull in the ponytail. These little girls, the ones who putting the hair in their baby hair, weave 50-inch braids, and then when they take it out, the hair so short they could barely pull it in the ponytail. See, this is what I'm talking about.
And they worrying about why the kids don't have no edges. Hey, Beach, we have L. Nixon up here. We're gonna let him go and see what he, let's let him add to the conversation. Okay. Hey, L, how are you, darling?
What's going on, ladies? I'm feeling the conversation y'all have. I really am. So even in these YouTube streets, I'm feeling what y'all saying. Let me tell you, I've been told, men handle the men, and that's me all day long. You know what I mean? I believe a lot of these conversations wouldn't be had if men, would have some type of standards. But I've been told that so many times, and there's a couple of guys that I'm normally with. We do that when we see men out of line, disrespecting women or whatever the case, arguing with men unnecessarily. But those same women have yet to say anything to the women when it comes to certain disrespectful stuff, or, when you see all negative stuff in the comments. But I will say there's a certain mindset of women that you can have the conversation with. You two are one of them, and we have to be able to have these conversations, but it has to be a certain mindset and maturity of people. You know, you look in the chat and all you see is, you know, black men ain't this, black men ain't that. And I'm like, but y'all always on here flirting with black men. Oh, go to the white man. But y'all got black kids at the house. And you see men saying the same stuff about women. I'm like, but y'all always here. It's like y'all just need to stop all that dysfunction, because these young kids are actually listening to us.
Mm-hmm.
And
Nixon,
it's not a good look.
We love the black men. I'm just saying, I don't understand how it's y'all fault because a woman. It's not the man's fault, responsibility to get me together. I'm supposed to already know who I am as a woman. You know, of course, I'm gonna grow and get better at things, and you know, it's a process. But I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. Every mistake or error I made that cost me a couple steps back, go do it over. You fail right there. It was of my own doing. You didn't have nothing to do with it. It was my own choices. I made a bad choice. I picked the wrong friend. I didn't know this. You know, I was caught up in strings. You got it, brother.
Go ahead, L. Nixon. L, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Nixon? Well, he'll be. I think, okay, you might just had a little moment there.
What's up, underrated?
Try to refresh, Nixon, because I hate for you to be talking and we can't hear nothing. You done gave us your whole testimony. We gonna be like, huh? Because you giving us good. Hey,
Nixon.
underrated.
Yeah, I'm traveling.
Okay, there you go. All right, y'all, we're gonna let L. Nixon go.
Oh.
Okay, I think he dropped down and he's gonna drop back up. Hey, underrated, go ahead and give us your take on this.
Well, I just came in. I just came from just now. I just got up doing my live on boxing thing. I said that I was raised this way, you know, from the women of my late mother's side, my late father's side.
Hold on. Let me tell you. Okay, so I'm kind of like Gold Professor, y'all, when it comes to language and stuff. So for those of you who know Gold Professor, y'all know what I mean. So go for it.
Okay, I'm saying the women of my late mother's side and my late father's side, they all about hold women accountable, men hold accountable too, and they had shown me lessons, what you expect from a woman, and what you not to tolerate. I give you a case in point. When my grandmother was living, it was this girl named her name was Crystal. She was fast, but I ain't like her, but. You know, she kept on, you know, I want to see, I ain't want to be bothered and everything. And I'll never forget because I used to play this basketball team in the gym. And the gym was like, the community center was around the corner from my late grandmother's house. And the grandma said, you want to talk to her? I said, yeah, I got to talk to her. I'll play for the championship. You know, my mom could be focused. So she said, listen here, I know you're a fast huzzy, but that grandson right there, he's a beautiful person. Stay away from him. Because if you don't stay away from him, I'm not going to stay away from your family. You hear me, girl? Yes, Miss Bassey. You need to straighten out yourself. I said, thank you, Grandma. I smiled. We played for the championship. Everything was good. But see, women check women. Women check younger women when they out of order. And the sad thing about it, in these spaces, what Sister Beast was talking about, really like, I was really gravitate to Saturday. They don't want to, these women don't want to get checked. They ask us men to be checked. Yeah, I don't have no problem with that check of the men because of my men's panel. When I have men, we check each other. We make sure to be accountable. But it seems that there's some. I'm just saying some. I'm just saying some women. They just let things go down, and then so you feel like a man. I'm just talking about for me, like a man like me. I'm supposed to accept it. No, I'm not accepting that because I wasn't raised that way. I wasn't, and I'm not going backwards. I'm not.
But my brother, here's my pushback. I just got a little bit of pushback for you. As an older woman, I'm going to check anybody in my presence that's not doing correct. That be a man or woman. I've had, and Sister Beach will tell you, I had a situation where I was working at the grocery store. I was a cashier. And I had a young man that came in there, and I'm using that term loosely, a young man that came in. This young man came in. It was an older woman in line. This lady was old enough to be my older sister. My older sister in her 70s. Okay? And this young man came in there and started calling the lady mama. Then he started talking under her clothes, talking about sexual relations with her and things of that nature. I had to tell him if he didn't stop, I was going to bust him in the head with a can of beans. You understand what I'm saying? And not a black man came to that black woman's rescue. You know who came to that black woman's rescue? Another black woman and a white man. A white man told her, ma'am, do you mind if I walk you to your car to make sure you get in there safely? Why didn't any of the brothers around here, why didn't any of his friends check him and tell him he was wrong? Mm-hmm. Why didn't any of the other brothers that were there in the grocery store that seen this situation happen stop and say, ma'am, I'm going to walk you to your car and make sure you get in there safely?
Mm-hmm. Oh no, Vivian, on my last live when I was at the gas station and the crackhead was about to stab me over the quarter, I had to call the cops over there to come help. Sir, can somebody help me? And then you hear me say it was other people at other pumps. Now it didn't hit me till later. The man wasn't bothering the lady next to me at the other pump. It was a guy pump over. He wasn't. All the people were out there. It wasn't like I'm the only one out there. People walking in and out the store, and they clearly saw. Hey man, this man over here yelling at this lady. What's going on? You all right, sis? Didn't nobody. You know, and y'all wonder why I ride around with that steel in them hollow points. This is why I ride around. I'm not a gangster. I'm not a violent person. Mm-hmm. I learned the hard way. You get robbed and be a woman and see how that feel. The powerlessness of that situation. I bet you would carry you one too. But I was thinking later on, I said, hold on. I had to yell for the car. I ain't have to call. And I said, officer, help. But didn't nobody around. I said, hey man, going on with that shit. Like, didn't nobody, they was minding their business. Like, oh well, he ain't over here bothering me. I could have been laying up for that. I said, you know what? This is why I am the way I am. Ain't nobody, you right, Vivian, nobody gonna come save you.
Can y'all
hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Brother Dixon.
Okay.
Brother Dixon, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got cut off because I was just saying, I was being funny, and I was like, I know Beach not up here being accountable. Like people don't like to be accountable around there, and because they made bad decisions. We gotta blame it on everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But with to add on what Ms. Vivian is saying, like, I would say it's the mindset because when I got cut off, I was about to say that's why I migrate to other places, and when I heard Vivian, I heard Toya, you hear people like Beach. And when people say, well, we can't have these conversations, yes, you can. But you gotta be amongst the right mindset of people. Mm-hmm. There's other spaces on here where you got grown men and women respecting each other, like having a conversation, not calling each other out their names. But it's a mindset of people. So you got men and women who get on certain spaces and it's all negativity in the chat, negativity on the panel. That's just that mindset over there. But you do have some grown people who know how to talk to each other. So we just got to learn to find those people and have a conversation with them because, like B said, she loved black men. I love black women.
Me
You know,
too.
it was just my decisions on the women that I picked. That's all it was.
Yeah, and
I'm
I
going to
think
say
what
this though, in reference to mindsets and people calling names. It's not what they call you, it's what you answer to, baby. It's
There you
not
go.
what they call you, it's what you answer to, baby. Because I'm gonna tell you, people call me bald head, ugly, stupid, and whatever, do girl, dumb, and everything else. But guess what, honey? I'm not answering to that because it's not my name. That's not my name. I know who I am. I am a child of God. I'm a woman. I am a
yeah,
woman of substance. I am a lover. I am a helper. I can be a fighter if I need to.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think
we,
I
we
Y'all still
don't
hear
want
me?
to
I
fight.
am undetermined. I am determined. I am very, very determined, unswayed, and and you can't push me off my square.
Can we make a public
But I'm
declaration here,
still gonna
guys?
love you with the love of God.
Vivian, we're gonna make a public declaration because there's a lot of I know there's some videos out there about I don't watch those videos, okay? Why do I need to watch you sit here and try to tell me what you don't know anything about me? I'm gonna say this, and it doesn't mean we're weak because you will get your, I don't see it impressive when a woman say, I mean, I can fight, I knock it out, I do this, run up, get done up, all that type of talk, honey. We are lovers. We love to love. We love so hard we had to start being quiet because it was attracting the wrong people. See, we wasn't trying to bring the hoes over there to the manosphere. We thought we were bridging some of the women, not the hoes. But it didn't quite work that way. Failed execution. I understand that. I really underestimated the thirstiness of these single, desperate women over in our little sector. And I mean it just like that. I really underestimate. I didn't know women would act like that over here. I really didn't. But we don't. Why do I want to come on? Fighting and yelling and acting like an alley cat when I want to come on and show some love. Why can't I do that? Why can't I just be me and be a girl and be, freely? I'm not trying to come on and be young and May and all that extra stuff. So black women, to show your blackness doesn't mean you got to show how violent you are. You got to show how you are beat down. You got to show how you are I'll drag you. No, that's not. I'm not impressed. Show me something else. Show me your FICO score, baby girl. Show me some property taxes. Show me, your bathroom has been cleaned. Okay, I digress.
oh,
Hold on a second. Stomp Down made a comment. Stomp Down said he taught elementary school, K through 5, and a majority of the parents that he encountered, which were mothers, were worried about their social media platforms, the latest heels, red bottoms, and Jordans. And they left education and never looked back. I'm going to tell you, baby, I found that to be true too. We had a uniform. We implemented uniforms in our school, and I was at a junior high school in Southeast DC. The reason we implemented the uniform policy was because it was cheaper for the parents. Number one, the parents could get 3 polo type collar shirts with the school logo for $45. Or if you didn't want to do that, you go to the local discount store and you just get a white collar button down shirt and a pair of khaki pants or black khakis, khaki or black khakis. You know what
Why
the
you had
parents
to
did?
bring the uniforms, Vivian? Why
You know
you
what
had
they
to bring
did?
the uniforms?
Hold on, listen. You know what they did? They put their kids in regular old polo shirts.
Right.
Because
Because he got to be polo
living in
down
the
right from
hood.
head to toe.
You living in the hood, you can't afford to pay $1 rent a month. You getting set out of a Section 8 house where you only paying $1 a month, but you can afford to go buy polos and Jordans for your kids to come to school and floss.
And they will pull the pants legs up so you can see they got on polo socks. Like, why one of your pants legs up? Oh, I'm trying to show my little polo socks. So I'm like, hold on a second. The uniforms, because I taught in high school. First I taught kindergarten, then I went straight over to the high school. In the uniforms, for the parents who not washing them white shirts, I can see that black ring around your son's neck or your daughter's neck. Like, is you gonna wash the shirt? Why them pants are like the same pants he had on yesterday with the ketchup stain from lunch? So they just got up and put on the uniform from yesterday. Those uniforms brought about hygiene, less washing. Do you not got no detergent in your house? I understand some of those low income apartments don't have laundromat, then you should buy at least 5 shirts for the week. But washing, see why I got it up. See, you can wash a shirt in your sink. Somebody got to hear me. You can wash out your baby shirt in the tub, baby. It's no excuse for coming to school with a dirty shirt.
Beach, listen, this is one of the things that we preach when we were teaching school. That's why we offered the 3-pack of shirts for $45. 3 packs of shirts.
3. It's 5 days in the week, so that means they recycling a couple of them musty shirts. And you know, teens and adolescents sweat and they give off more. You know what I'm saying? They need a little extra deodorant. They need to go on and get the shower in. They can't skip showers and stuff. They're teens. You know, it's called teen. That's why they call teen spirit, teen sweat. 3 shirts. So for the week, your mama ain't washed. She don't consider laundry to be, because these women that go to the man, that's why they be having them baskets so big. They washing a month worth of clothes, a bunch of raggedy, you know, people just picking out stuff out the laundry. I knew a lady so dirty, her daughter ran out of, she would just go back. Well, she was really stealing it because she was a booster. She'd just go boost a pack of underwear and socks out of the Dollar General because she couldn't find no clean socks and panties for the girl for the day. Why you just couldn't wash? You're not washing on a regular. What are you doing? That's not the answer to her daughters. Also, by the way, aren't allowed to play with my daughter, because I'll be damned if you're gonna bring your roaches over here, or your filth, or your smell, or your stank up in my house. Now, some of y'all gonna say that's real bougie and conceited. No, it's not. Vivian know darn well I let a lady over, and that lady left a dead roach in my bathroom, a smushed dead roach. And from y'all think I'm playing. From that day, I have never allowed anybody to use my bathroom. If you pull up over here and stop by, I'm gonna say I'm on the bathroom, somebody in there. I'm gonna make an excuse to use the bathroom before you come, because people know how I am about my bathroom. How dare you leave a dead roach from your house in my bathroom? It came off her shoes, off her sock. You know, she was changing in there, and I came and looked and saw. I said, "Oh my God." They will bring in their own sins and nastiness in your house. That's, you know, see, y'all think COVID is just COVID, but I'm here to tell you, cleanliness. Stop down. I'm gonna have to stop typing in the chat. Stop down. You get me worked up, because there's something I won't tolerate. I will love you if you poor. I got a shed full of furniture. Vivian, no. I got a stove. What you need? A stove, a fridge. Because I got rental properties and I got things that I just don't have room for. Beds, whatever it is, I will happily give it away. Well, I would. Now I'm looking like I might want to hang on to this stuff. The point is, what I will not tolerate, I could put up with you if you don't got money. I can help you. You know, I would do, you know, whatever it is. But I ain't putting up with your filth. I ain't putting up with stank. There is no reason for you not to get up. Dirty don't even feel good. Don't you know how I feel when you're like, oh, I feel sticky. Let me go rinse off. And as a woman, to hear how they talk about us. When I told y'all the story about my friend that said he had to hold his breath trying to, you know, have a moment with his, like, don't you know how that made me feel inside? Why do I think we smell? I ain't never heard nobody.
But I'm going to tell you this, Beach. I'm going to say this. I'm going to tell you this. We as women need to take personal responsibility for ourselves. We need to take accountability for ourselves, but we also need to take accountability if we see one, teach one. I'm going to say that, and I'm going to continue to preach that. And underrated. Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Supposed to teach another woman to clean herself. I can't do that.
Hold on, Beach. And underrated. Hey, how you doing? I'm BJ Praise too.
How you doing? All right. Peace to the pan. Peace to the panel and your families, and peace to the people in the chat and your families.
Hey,
Brads, man, how are you? Now I'm going to talk about this, Beach. Guess what? I told y'all the story many a times. I was in the military, and there has been many a time that I had to tell women how to wash themselves because of smells. I had a roommate. Y'all, I had a roommate. She was from Kentucky, up in the hills. She said her mama never taught her about physical hygiene. Hold on. And this is my issue with that. Your mama didn't teach you. But guess what? I know when you went in the army, they talked about it. Because guess what? They talked about it to me. They talked about it to the females in my platoon. When we went to basic training, they talked to us about, there's certain things that women got to do. They got to keep themselves clean. We're in this environment, da, 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 da. So there were things that they talked to us about. So I noticed she had to talk. Well, when she got to the room and she kicked off them underwear, and those seats were black and green, and she got tired of my other roommate spraying her down, soaking her blanket every night with Lysol, and my roommate in there hollering about, she stank. She just stank. And I had to have a conversation with her, y'all. I just got to the point I was like, you know what? I got to talk to this young sister because I'm tired of them funky shoes and them nasty stank underwear, because I don't know what might creep out that locker and creep over here to my side of the room. We got to live here together. And my room don't stink. I had my floors clean. I kept my uniform pressed. I kept my clothes washed. We had a big box of washing powder and bleach and soap powder and everything else, and right next to the door.
Vivian,
everybody that lived there could use.
Vivian, this was years ago, because some people think when we tell our stories, they're current. Vivian, you were in your early 20s. It has been let's just say we have been here around for decades. I refuse. Somebody actually asked would I do a panel on helping women to know how to wash. No, I'm not.
Well,
and you know why? You deserve to change. No, Vivian, I can't do it. I cannot do it.
Hold on. You forget. I also taught, hold on. Since I've been here in South Carolina, I also taught adult ed. Y'all, I was the literacy director here in my town. I had a young lady that would come to the class every day that I would have to tell her, baby, go back home, take that bonnet off your head, put some clothes on, take a shower, brush your teeth, and wash your face.
Even the bonnet stank. I'm not doing, and that's a small thing. They come into class with crust in the eye, a little bit, so I know if you didn't wash your face, you didn't touch up other areas. All I'm saying is,
and this is a grown woman. This is a grown woman with 2 children.
Y'all know how I feel. I feel like we should just break off in tribes, and those of us that are clean, and we know it's summertime, and we can put on our sundress, and we don't even gotta wear a pair of panties. We can sit there, cross our legs, and you will never smell anything but glory and the heavens coming from over here. It is never an issue, even in the most private moments that there's some strange odor. And I am, y'all may think, why is she so passionate about smell? You know why? Because I had to tell my own man, and when he said, baby, dang, you don't smell down there. I like that. This is a private, this conversation happened. I said, who the hell you been dating? He said, I just noticed that. I'm like, nah, that don't make me feel good. That's not a compliment. Who the hell you been with before me?
Yeah, that's supposed to be normal.
And he's not the only man that told me that. Am I supposed to feel special? Like, girl, they tell me I don't stink. I don't feel that. Don't make me feel good. It makes me feel like, so what you're telling me based on, I don't know how many women you dated or what, doesn't matter. But I'm the only, all the women had feminine, had odor problems. There was something going on. So that tells me there's only a small portion of women who are caring for their bodies correctly and got a normal pH balance. I feel some type of way.
So now, wait a minute. So Beach, let's get back. I want to grab it back to topic. So we know how that behavior is impacting our community. Let me ask my brothers, what behaviors do you see? And what behaviors can you hold yourself accountable for? Can you hold yourself accountable for that have impacted our community either positively or negatively? Go ahead, L. Nixon.
Oh, can y'all hear me? Can you hear
me? Yes, we hear you. Nixon? L. Nixon, are you there? Okay, he had to drop down. Go ahead, underrated.
I said for me that Yeah, sometimes you gotta hold yourself accountable. I mean, I tell you, you gotta hold yourself as a man, you gotta hold yourself accountable. But I do follow back the lessons that I'm talking about the mothers. I mean the women in my both sides, my late father's side. You know, very very strong. It was one time that it was a long time ago. And we're on the date, right? So she considered herself a professional woman, no problem. You know, at the time I was working in law firm. I was a mail. I was a inside messenger. You know, this is the time I was living in New York, and so I told her, I said, listen, you know, I got to get myself together and stuff like that, and you know, one of the partners I was good friends with. I said, you mind I freshen up? And he said, yeah, man, go and freshen up in there, man. You know, I said, all right. So I freshened up there. I bought change of clothes and everything. So I said, you know, I'm at Rockefeller, so I'll meet you. She said, so he said, I'm on the east side. He said, man, take my car, you know. Good. I said, okay. So we took the car to the east side, and he was at this Italian restaurant, you know, very exquisite, you know. And I knew there was a smell. She was dressed from head to toe, but it was this strong sewer smell. And I was like, I said, it can't be me because I knew I took a shower. I knew I did. Yeah, I scrubbed real good. I know it can't be me. And it's like, the more she was like moving around, it was a certain peculiar smell. So we had advertisers. It was so strong I couldn't even like eat the advertiser. Now think about this. All day I didn't have no lunch. I didn't have no breakfast lunch because that's how when you inside messenger at the time, you know it gets busy. It get busy. You got certain lawyers and certain lawyers and you got certain partners. They want you to get in the cars at times. They'll take mail to them because they do important meetings. So you got to get there at time. They pick it. So I was handpicked that day, and I was like, I know. So I was like smelling myself. I stopped beginning to smell like her. That ain't cool. I said, excuse me, I said, do you understand soap? He said, what do you mean? I said, do you understand? I said, do you understand soap? Because I told her like this. I said, listen, I know it can't be me because I took shot at the partner when I'm, you know that. So it cannot be me. So she called me you black bee.
See,
So again, I was trying to be respectful. You know, I said maybe you know you had a hard day and stuff. Maybe we could postpone it another time when you fix yourself up. You know, clean yourself up and go home, right? So what happened was she called you stinking black bee. You ain't worth nothing. I said, well, I could tell you one thing, no two. I hope the sanitation be good to you. You have a good life. And I left. But these are the stories sometimes that us sometimes brothers we go through sometimes. And then but some of they want us to be accountable. But us brothers, we don't mind being accountable. We don't mind. I don't mind being accountable. If I ever wrong, I do. But it's just that and I was in my mid-20s at the time, just like in the early, like towards mid-90s. I'm like, wow. And it was so stinking that I had it was a nice outfit I got, you know, that I had to
underrated. Let me give you a little bit of pushback. And Beach gonna kill me for this when I say this, because Beach be mad at me when I be doing pushback like this. I am gonna say there are some how can I say this? Women that have certain disabilities that they can't help.
mm-hmm.
But I personally believe that those women need to explain to the guy before they come there and have them looking stupid. You understand what I'm saying?
No.
For
I believe
instance,
find a community.
Hold on.
They got a community of people that live together with herpes. They got a community of people who live together with.
Listen to what
they
I'm
need to
telling
find a man who stank too, and they can live together in stankness. That's how I feel.
Beach, hold on. Let me tell you why I say that. There was a young lady. Okay, you guys know I've had a variety of jobs. I also used to work for the Department of Army Vocational Rehabilitation, where I was a receptionist. They had cases where they would have people come in with different disabilities. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, I learned so many disabilities that I didn't know that were out there. One of the disabilities that I found out about is
Vivian, I'm gonna challenge you right now. You the teacher, you're gonna have to pull up what this disability is called. Because I'm not gonna let these women start saying, well, I got a disability, I can't help I smell that. We're gonna need right now. I'm sorry. Everyone can participate because we educators up here. I stomped it. So these some smart men up here, Nixon and underrated, and whoever in this chair. I need the name of that disability. I need the name. I'm not just gonna say.
Can I tell you what it? Can I tell you what it is?
Right, Google is your best
It's
friend.
called chronic vaginucleosis.
I heard of that. Yeah, I heard of that.
And there's no remedy for that. Let me go to Google. Let me be a doctor.
It's called chronic vaginucleosis.
How is it? Is it genetic? Was it passed down?
Some of it, sometimes it's genetic. Sometimes I think it comes from I don't know how she got it. But they gave it to her, and they gave it to her as a disability.
Wow. So she getting a check every month for being stank. You know what? I'm logging off. I'm logging the hell off.
Hey, I know somebody in the military that had that, and it wasn't a good smell at all.
But see, this is, I understand, Remy, you want to push, but this is my thing, though, too. That here you go again. That there's accountability. Now, if we're going to say that, so if we stay down there, right, it could be disability
right.
too. So is this what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I was just saying. Hold on. I was just talking about that one particular young lady. And if she knew that she had vaginucleosis, she should have told you before she went on a date and gave you an opportunity to decide if you wanted to go or not. That is what I'm saying. That's what my pushback is. Give people an opportunity to decide if that's what they want to do or not. Because you might have not wanted to go on a date with her smelling, having a bad day. Just saying.
Right, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. But see, that's to get back to accountability too. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I just I knew her for 3 months, but we never went on a date and everything. But it's just that, come on, I'm saying, if I'm giving you a clue, I said, do you think you should go to the bathroom? I think you should go to the bathroom, freshen up a little bit, because I was being nice and everything.
Baby wipes can't get that.
You can't be nice to people. You just gotta come out with the hard truth. If you think, I'm gonna tell you, I always tell people, if you think I stank, tell me I stank. Don't
I did. But I did end up telling her that she stank. I said, listen, y'all say, yo, you Funk City, you stink. You Casper, dirty Casper is really around you. I did. So
don't do that. I'm gonna let L. Nixon say something. Let's let L. Nixon get in on this.
Okay.
L. Nixon, you there, baby?
I got to interrupt y'all. This is a sexually transmitted disease. It talks about how to minimize the smell to a minimum. It may not get it away, but it said that for it to be that pungent, it is caused by sexually transmitted diseases and other types of infections. So I'm just trying to figure out how you get on disability because you done caught something. I make it make somebody help me out.
Hold on, Beach. I'm not gonna let you shame her because she didn't just get it because of that. You got to also think she was in the military. She had a military sexual trauma.
Okay, now I know, but Vivian, don't try to put it. Vivian, don't go there. Now I have compassion for anybody. I'm a woman too. I don't have to put up a fight. Okay, I've been in some awkward situations, honey. I had to put up a fight. Y'all know now I stay with a drink with a lid on it because I don't trust you people out here. I know what it feels like to take a sip and something strange happen. Okay, I know. Okay, so I have mercy and compassion for any woman that's been put in a situation where, oh my God, this is unfortunate. I do have mercy and compassion for that. I just want to This ain't the normal woman. This is an exception. Now, you know, most women that's walking around funky is not a disability. Let's just be honest. It's not a it's not a skin thing. It's uncleanliness. And I can't make a mistake. I don't want to make an excuse for them. But then to just sit there and be like, I bet I got that. Because that's what people do. They'd be like, you know what?
I'm not. And my thing was, Beach, I'm not trying to make an excuse for the majority of women. Let's let L. Nixon get in here on this conversation because he's been waiting.
I'm gonna take a good 5-minute shower and excuse myself. I feel some type of way having this discussion. I'll be back. I'll be listening to you, Nixon. I digress.
All right. So what was again?
I was asking, how does your behavior impact the community? Yeah, we can hear you boring a little bit, but go ahead. He dropped down again, y'all. Here you go. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Positive because I target that aspect of black people. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to like saying certain things, when things happen, you know, like when people standing around, it's like, you know, I like to speak up. You know what I mean? I like to make sure people get to their car safe or things like that. Like I like to show that positive aspect of a black person. I don't even say a black man, just represent black people, period. And also, just trying to be honest, you know, in my dealings when it comes to black women, not to like add on to the dysfunction and all that type of stuff. You know, I have 2 sons, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I was like marriage minded, you know what I'm saying? I didn't want to have kids and leave kids all over the place. I've always mentored young men and young women, you know, and be honest with them about, you know, what happens as far as relationships and not having a proper foundation and making certain bad decisions. So, you know, I always just try to pass on what I learned, you know, and hopefully, you know, people will pay it forward.
So I have another question for you guys. Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all in the hood.
Hey, Viv, before you go to that next question, and yes, I was serious, y'all, because I'm be listening to y'all. I want a quick 5-minute y'all. I don't care. I feel some type of way. Before you go to that next question, can y'all don't forget also, Viv, when we start excusing odors from one area, they come from other areas, like these heads that be stinking up under them wigs and stuff. See now, when we excuse the odor from the most important area of the body, the odor starts to go other places. Why your hair stink? You know what my hair smell like right now? If y'all, my hair smell like Mizani. I got all these conditioners. It smells really good. I mean, I'm not wearing any additional hair, but even if I was, why will your weave stink? You know why? Because they put them sew-ins on and they've been in for 8 weeks and they ain't washed their hair, because if they wash it, it's going to mess it up. How your hair ain't been washed in 2 months? You got a funky scalp to do laying there. Y'all know what bed head smell like. Don't play like you ain't, you know, she ain't washed her hair, smell like a pack of Newports, fluids, semen, and all type of stuff going on in her hair. Stank hair. See, this is why I'm saying when we give it a pass, one odor, not odors coming from the head, the bottom. What about the feet? Can the man, you know, he shouldn't have to lay there like that. We're supposed to be a blessing to these men. We're supposed to be a breath of fresh air. He got off work, working hard. He may have a labor job, but I don't care what he does. And he come in that house, if his woman ain't standing there with a t-shirt or button, whatever it is, and he come out there and hug her, hey baby, and he can smell the glory of God coming from him, that woman, she don't deserve to have him as a man, because there's no, I just can't let it fly. Her hair smell funny, everything smell funny, and we're supposed to be women for these men and a blessing. I understand why some men stay single. They deserve better, and that's all I'm gonna say.
And I do believe men deserve better. I believe men deserve better, but guess what? I can't pick the woman for every man. You understand what I'm saying? All I'm talking about is what I can be held accountable for, what I do, what my impact is. What is my impact? How does my behavior impact my community? I'm going to tell you what I did for people that stank. When I was a teacher, anybody that knew me, they knew I kept soap, deodorant, those little like wet wipes, packs of wet wipes, toothbrush, toothpaste, and things of that nature. I kept them in my cabinet. all year long. And I always tell my students, if you need them, they're here for you. You don't have to tell anybody else that you're getting them. You don't have to tell anybody else that I gave them to you. As a matter of fact, I prefer that you didn't tell your friends that you got the stuff from me, because then that opens up a whole nother situation for them to get bullied because their mama didn't have enough money to buy them soap and deodorant and stuff of that nature at their house. So I'm going to say this. That's one of the things that I did to ensure that my students, because y'all, my nose real sensitive. Y'all, I can smell funk coming a mile away. I'm that person. I'm looking crazy around like, who that is? This me. I'm looking around like, who that is? Who that smell? But I'm going to tell you, my mom has always told me, if you can smell yourself, everybody else can smell you too. You should be able to smell you before anybody else smell you.
Yeah.
So, my question to you, gentlemen, if you ran into a young man and he wasn't so fresh and so clean, what would you do in reference to that situation?
The same thing I used to do in the military. I would pull them to a side, and tell them in a way that, not to try to embarrass them, but just to tell them, if you didn't notice, this is what I'm noticing, and I would rather let you know than, you be embarrassed in front of everybody else. So, I'm kind of like looking out for you. So, you might want to, take care of that before, it becomes an issue. And, I don't want nobody laughing at you and stuff like that. And I would try to keep it private. I wouldn't doing it out in the open. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So,
Underrated, what would you do?
Just be comfortable with myself, and then if I know a person, smelling, tell them in the right way, and it's up to them to accept it, not to accept it. Simple as that. Gotta love yourself first. That's it.
Okay. Hey, go, Professor. Thanks for coming through. All right, so if you had somebody, if you were in a situation where you knew a young man, young woman, you see them, they're about to do something real stupid, would you say run for your life? If you seen them about to do something real stupid, that's going to affect your situation, affect you in your situation, would you talk to them, even though they weren't your children? And Beach, I understood that situation about, because I remember the prom situation with that young lady in them nails. I remember that situation. Mama try and usually get the whole outfit if they can.
yeah, I definitely would say something. You know what I'm saying? That I have that village mindset. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be that old guy that's gonna be talking to little kids. That's the way I grew up. That's definitely gonna be me. Because if I don't say nothing and something happens, like that's gonna be on me. I would feel bad, and I wouldn't be thinking about how they would react, whether they would cuss me out. I wouldn't even care. Like I'm gonna say something, and it's up to them. But I got it. That's just me. I gotta say something. I hear people say, man, forget the community, they on your own. Okay, well that's you. But I have a village mindset, and I take it on as my personal responsibility to say something. Now, what you do with it after that is on you. But I'm gonna say something.
What about you, Underrated?
Well, for me, what I live in, it was this young boy. It was a little boy. He was about 8. I'm gonna call him Isaac. He was a nice person, but nobody didn't want to play with him until one day I smelled him. I said, "You smell right?" I said, "I don't like how I smell." I said, "Come with me." And I had an extra body wash, extra rag, extra towel, and stuff. I said, "Anybody in the house?" I said, "Nobody's not in the house." I said, "Okay, we're gonna walk around the house. Are you hungry?" I said, "I'm hungry." I said, "Okay." You got your key. I said, I got my key. So you go upstairs, take a shower. I'll wait for you downstairs, and I'm gonna take you to 7-Eleven and get you something to eat, okay? So okay. And this is yours from now on. You don't give this to nobody and everything. And he said, okay, Mr. Thomas, thank you. I said, don't worry about it. And this is a child. I left him. I didn't embarrass them. Because we gotta understand sometimes we was a child at one time. And when we play around, we from. And so, and they say, yeah. I said, how you smell? I smell good. I said, yes, you got some clean clothes. Right? I said, come on, let's go to 7-Eleven. And the kids was like, Clara, come. No. You didn't let nobody know. I talked to his aunt and everything. It's all right. She said, yeah, you can go. You know, you didn't let him say we are. And you know, so, and this is the time I just came from food shopping. I didn't unpack nothing. I totally forgot I had ice cream on the table and everything. You know, thanks it didn't get all that melted. But I put a smile on his face. And he said, thank you. I said, don't worry about it. And then what happened was I said, now when you're around, you know, I'm gonna buy you some body wash, all right? So you keep it. He said, you like that body? He said, I love that body wash. I said, you smell good. He said, yeah, I smell good. I said, from now on, I said, if I see you, I'm gonna buy you some body wash because he lived with his aunt and uncle. I said, I gotta talk to them because you know they had it. I said, it's a possible. I said, yeah, you can buy them. So they moved, but that's what I do. When I see him, I buy extra body wash. I say, here you go. He said, thank you. So like Brother Nixon, that's what I do, you know, because I have to understand that I'm serving our community. So I got to put myself out there and I got to care. I have to care because like Brother Nixon said that, you know, who's not? And this ain't all about trying to be popular. It ain't all about that. And because I know how kids could be cruel it is. They could be very cruel. And so, and even grown up. So that was my thing. And I remember I came in the house and I'm packing and I just put my head down like, you mean, you know, all this time and y'all didn't help them out, but that's what we have to do. We got to do that.
I'm going to tell you, it's been a midnight that I cried because I've had students that they didn't have clothes.
Young Joy.
They didn't have soap. They didn't have mouthwash. They didn't have toothbrushes. They didn't have body wash. They didn't have lotion. Y'all don't know how many times I used to cry because I've had students like that. I'm going to tell you, I still take personal responsibility today. My personal responsibility and accountability to my community, so that we all can grow together. Because guess what? If you strong, we all stronger together. Now, it's not going to want to help out the community, but those of us that do, hey, we'd make it happen, Captain. We can make the world a better place. Like during this pandemic, I used to carry I worked at the grocery store. When I would see the toilet paper come in, I buy the two big packs, and I carry them in my car. And I would tell people, they would come in, they'd be like, ain't no toilet paper. I'd be like, oh, you need some toilet paper? Here, let me go out here to the car and get you a 4-pack of toilet paper. I wasn't hoarding it. Hoarding is when you keep it and you don't give it away. I had it and I gave it to others. When I seen stuff that was needed, I gave it to others. That's what I do. But I'm a giver. That's me. And that's not saying it's anything bad against anybody else. Again, but like I told y'all at the beginning, I know why the Lord didn't bless me with any children of my own. Because he knew I would be selfish and stingy and I couldn't give anybody anything else because I would want to make sure that I had enough for me and mine. If y'all understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So what can we do to make things better? I guess that's my question. How can we start today? What can we do today, this day, to make a change?
I think we got to start being honest with the youth in order to help break these cycles. We got to be honest. Like, I hear a lot of people, like mom was telling me, you can't tell kids everything. They're not supposed to know. And I said, well, listen, a kid will grow up going off of what they think they know from their perspective on things, and will base the whole entire decision on what they thought they should do in their childhood. It's wrong the whole time because you didn't tell them what you should be.
I think you Borgin again. I'm gonna let Underrated go ahead and go. Go ahead, Underrated. What do you say we can do, sir, right at this time to make sure, today? What can you do physically in your community, something that's tangible?
I think we gotta understand it's not about us. It's gotta be about the communities. It's gotta be about the kids, And so, see, I don't have no kids, but I'm a godfather. So my God kid is my kid. So I make sure that I let them understand that cleanliness is very, very, very important. And also it stretch out, where I live at too. That's very important. So, but I have to set these up.
Let's say besides cleanliness, what else can you do? What other tangible behaviors can you do to further along the community besides cleanliness? Cleanliness is one of the ways.
What I continue to do, I walk around the block. I check on our people. I check on the little kids and make sure they're all right. I do ask them, do you have your identification and stuff like that? And I talk to them. So that's what I do.
And let me ask you a question. You said you asked, do they have their identification? Why do you ask about their identification? What's so important about their identification?
Because majority of them do not have identification when they go to the store, or they stay in the front of the store, or they stay in front of the house or the store, or they travel. And then where I live at in Virginia, when you don't have your identification on you, they don't care. If you're a teenager, they're gonna question you and they take you down and stuff. So they do that. Yeah, I've been in Virginia for 9 years because I remember it was one time I was checking the mail. And they say, why you put your key in there? And I said, well, I put my key in there because I live here and I check my mail and I ain't had no identification. And so I check on them. And at the same time, it's at nighttime, they be in the streets, walking to like young people do. And sometimes it be cars be going around, be pulling around and they be picking up little kids, man or women. So that's why it's very important. I told you to have identification. Do you know where? Do your parents know where you at and everything? So that's what I do.
All right, Beach. Beach. I know you ain't gonna tell them to get clean.
I most certainly am. Before anybody can improve them anything, before you come to class, because let me tell you, before the COVID, and when my daughter was not able to focus because the kid next to her was so musty, and her teacher knew, and she basically just moved my child delicately. We didn't embarrass the mama by sending her a letter home and a bar of soap. She just moved my child because she couldn't focus on her lesson because of the smell. She is not used to being around bad odors. I didn't raise them that way, and I don't allow them to be around funk. It's a rule in my house. We stay away from stank. It'll get on you. Don't act like y'all ain't never went to somebody's house or been around somebody's house that's stinking or in their presence. And when you left, you had that smell in your clothes. You got to Febreze your jacket because you smelling like they have. That shouldn't happen. So I apologize if I come off real, biased.
And Beach, I understand what you mean by that because I used to smoke cigarettes, but I would never smoke in my house because I can't.
Well,
I hate to stand. I couldn't stand the smell of
how about the kids coming to school that smell like loud?
All in your house.
Vivian, these children getting out the car, coming into class smelling like loud. And the teachers are judging them and sitting them in the back. And I don't blame them because they can't say, we can't save everybody. So you got to save the ones who parents who trying to save. You see what I'm saying? Don't let the ones try and die or drown because the ones who not over here. What you say, always say, Vivian, about somebody drowning, they'll make you drown. They flail in the water. They just may have to sink. Hey, sink or swim is real. Sink or swim. If you can't dog paddle, grab something on, be safe, you just might end up drowning. But my honest answer to what can we do?
They will tell you that, and when you go to any lifeguard will tell you that sometimes they have to knock the person out that they trying to save because that person they trying to save.
Save yourself. You have people out here trying to save folks and ain't even save their damn self. So I'm gonna say it has to start with loving yourself enough to say, hold up. You understand no one should have to tell you to love. Even if you didn't know how to love yourself, you start to learn how to do it because even just for the fact of not wanting to be picked on, that'll make you keep yourself up. They was talking about Kiki in class so bad. Mama, can I have some deodorant? Even if your mama say, put some of mine on. But we have done that before. Now, when it came real quick, but see, things are going on, y'all. When I knew in kindergarten, I said, why that girl shouldn't be musty? Asking her mom, is everything okay? Oh, she drink a lot of milk. I don't think that got nothing to do with it, ma'am. I think there's something going on and your daughter just not washing up under her arm. I don't know. That's not my job, but I do know this. I can be an example to my own daughter and my sons and my family and the people around my circumference. When I step out, they not worried about if I'm Chanel down. Ain't nobody studying no red bottoms. Baby, show me a house with a red porch that you live on. I'm just using that. Show me your mail. Do you got a mailbox? Do you have grass in your yard? We're not impressed by those things. Red bottoms ain't helped nobody to get through COVID. I can tell you what happened was shelter. Having a roof over your head. So the only thing I can do, Vivian, is my small little territory that God has given me to be in charge of. You know what I'm talking about. I asked for it. I asked him to enlarge my territory. That came with responsibilities. All I can do is for the helpers, treat them well. Yes, Miss B. Okay, what you want done? Well, talk to them with kindness. They grown. I can't do that with this generational youth. These youth, they don't even want to come out there and cut grass. Y'all remember when those boys would pull up, hey man, I'll cut your grass for $25. They not doing that anymore. So let me just go and hire the lawn service guy because I ain't gonna be begging nobody to cut my grass. I'm not gonna be, sir, you missed a spot, you didn't bring the weed. I'm not doing all that. I'm just gonna pay for what I want done correctly. All I can do for my community, you guys, is treat the people that God has put around in my circumference. Whether they work for me, live in a property, whatever it is, treat them well. Maybe somebody not so kind to them, let them, I can show them better. I can let them see all women black don't have an attitude. I can smile more because I like smiling with my big old face. I like to smile. I like the people to feel good about themselves. I don't like walking around. Who sells an attract? Even if attractiveness is a mindset thing. It's confidence that makes a person look good. It's confidence. I walk with confidence in my head up high. What you doing? Why are you walking with your head down low? I just like lift that head up. Lift your head up. Now don't be all haughty and pompous walking around here acting like you really feeling yourself and like you can't be touched. But walk with your head up. Don't you walking all slumped for. I can't stand to see him, especially a man walking with his head down like he done been beat down to death. I'm like, you got life right now. Some people, don't even have that. But All I can do, you all, is be the example, be myself, and let people, treat people well. Treat my guy who watches, he owns his own business. I'm gonna go to him because he is his own business. I let him wash my car. He do a fabulous job, and then I can put it on my Instagram and say, shout out to Lee. Lee washing cars in the city, y'all. Y'all need to go be like me. Go to Lee. I can promote. That's the best I can do, because honestly, I have found what God. My testimony is not to go out here and save people that don't even want to be saved. And that's what some of us are going to have to accept. The reason you're losing the battle is because y'all keep trying to save people who don't want to be saved. They said, I'm just going to sit right here. I mean, ma'am, you know, it don't, if you men, I wish you men knew how easy it is. When I say, they be saying it's hard being a woman. Let me tell you something. God didn't make us for us to be hard for us. We're delicate creatures. We go in, and why you think we like little fragrances and different color sheets and little frilly things? That's what makes the softness of being a woman. I can't teach that. That's something God put in me. And so if another woman at my age if she didn't love herself enough to understand, you gonna watch that comforter. I mean, you okay? There's nothing I can do. She's already lost. And the best I can do, if it's just one, like Jesus said, if only one of his sheep is lost, he'll go for. All I can do is focus. If it's just one person that catch on to it, I can do that. But the rest of it, I'm not a cheerleader. Because some of these content creators, and I'm going to end with this, that's out here with these bigger platforms, and they glad they got a grand audience and all these people, and they just talking and talking and talking. I know the truth. Hold on, what your family? How much energy you put in your family? Because if you spend this much time on YouTube arguing, beating down other people for hours and days at a time, your family's suffering. Your family getting the worst of you. Your family ain't seeing you laugh. I done seen women have gotten off YouTube and beat their children because they're mad. They can't put their hands on somebody else. Because they noticed the living room messed up, so everybody got beat. What type of shit is that? Get loud off. Come on here with some joy. Laugh. When's the last time somebody? That's why I'm going to get back to just doing my comedy. Come on and be a breath of fresh air. Be delicate. Be a lady. Just, I don't know what, there's nothing I got. Vivian, I done tried everything. And when I say everything, I've tried it all. And they leech on, and next thing I know, people hit me up on during the live talking about, can you help me put some gas in my car? I'm stuck at the gas. Well, hold on, honey, you on a live. Driving, and you about to run out of gas. Why did you get in your car if you knew you didn't have enough gas on a live? Well, I thought they would cash up me. Oh, okay, so YouTube is the new place for panhandlers. See, now somebody going to feel it in their spirit. Somebody going to feel it in their spirit.
I'm laughing because I know this shit. Look, y'all. I'm laughing because I remember the situation. I know what she's talking about.
I can't, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to give you just enough gas money to get home. I sent $6. That's enough to get you. I know how Atlanta is. I lived in Atlanta many, many years. I know how far it is. $6 will get your behind back home. I ain't giving you no more because I've seen what happened. $30 this week. Now you coming to me with sad stories. Folks getting evicted. They will look at people, those of us who, I'll just say we're in a better place financially because ain't nobody up on here rich. Stop flexing. Just say you're doing all right. You ain't ain't nobody coming to turn the lights off. I think that's a fine testimony right there. It's okay. You don't got a lot to kick it. But when I really thought I was gonna come on YouTube, and I really thought, oh, let me help her out. Maybe she'll see it's not me. It's not my money. God, this really belongs to the high power. He just let me use it. Maybe she'll see. Well, you know what? It would be nice to get in my car or just go into the store and buy the toilet paper I want to buy. That's not a lot to ask at our age. And the fact that you can't do that, I'm supposed to feel some type of way because you're telling me, girl, they done turned my water off. I don't know what to do. And I look at them messages and say, I'm not paying your water bill. You got me effed up. That's more, a subscriber shouldn't be doing that. And how dare you? If you 40 in your mid-40s, I know all of us can get in a pickle But you want a handout. Living your life always wanting a handout, not a hand up. Yes, I did suggest for the lady to go to the bathrooms at the gas stations and fill up a bunch of water bottles. That was my solution, because you're not gonna keep playing me. Okay, I can't be played, but I will play dumb for some people, because I had a little compassion at one time. I don't have that much anymore. I just don't, because you all will ask and ask and ask, and then it's like, oh my gosh, you don't even. It's what I call shameless. I would be ashamed. Y'all know I would sit here without my water until I came up with the money before I would hit up YouTube and say, y'all, I need some water, my water turned back on. I got shame, okay? I will figure it out. But I always think, shouldn't you have people in your life, some type of system or somebody you could hit up that could help you out in privacy? Why is this being brought to YouTube? The beggars and the panhandlers, y'all better start figuring it out. Panhandling on YouTube, praying off for the people who maybe they have a little bit more, because I don't want my cup to run dry. We need to stop saying my cup running over, because I think they taking that as an excuse to get some of your blessings, and don't think your blessings won't get dried up because you give them to the wrong people. See, that's what's going on. People don't realize, well, man, I should have more money, because you keep giving your blessings to the wrong people. If you want to sow into good soil, sow into somebody who that little girl got to go to school, and I know her mama's struggling. Let me help her out. Matter of fact,
don't let your evil work, don't let your good be evil spoken of. That's what my daddy always say.
Well, I don't know. You all can maybe help Beach figure out what I could do to help, because I've tried everything. I'm out, y'all. I'm on empty. Y'all know when they say running on empty, I don't have it in me anymore. I don't got it. All I have is back up and stay out, get away from my perimeters. Stay in your own lane. Get out, don't come around my territory. I'm pushing people back.
Sis, you already said how you going to help the community. You're going to help your perimeter, those in your circumference. That's all some of us got to give.
Okay.
That's all some of us got to give.
That's all I got to give.
And that's all we got to give. That's all we can give. Look, we can't shame that person because they giving all they can give, as long as they're doing their best. That's what I say. All right. So look, underrated, I'm gonna let you have the last word. I'm gonna tell y'all, I walked away because my brother told me I gotta go back to the store. I told y'all I'm at church and we fixing the church up, and he just told me I gotta go get a piece of sheetrock. So I'm gonna let Underrated have the last word, and then we're gonna end it. Go ahead, Underrated.
Now I'm just gonna say thank you for having me on. I very much appreciate. I'm still waiting for you. And but the thing, I want to just be accountable and just do the best you can. That's all you could do. Just do the best you can. If they don't accept it, that's on them. That's it. That's what I learned from my late parents. Do the best you can. That's it. Do the best you can. That's it. Let it go. And thank you, Sister B. Nice seeing you again, and everybody else in the chat. So you see me around.
And y'all
still
underrated.
Still
y'all see underrated, and I'm going to do a live with him where he and I'm going to interview him. It was supposed to have been happening, but I had some things called life that didn't pop me upside my head.
All right.
But
okay.
Let me get his channel. Let me see if I can find his channel real quick.
Yeah, plug
I saw to
you in for me, Beach.
No, for the rest of the people.
No, for the rest of the people. We're gonna plug your channel in the chat so everybody else can hit you.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
And y'all keep up the good work. Your sisters keep up the fine work too, because we definitely need more sisters in these spaces. We do to be accountable. That's like
this is underrated, ladies. If y'all hear this, please support these men, because not in a thirsty way. These are good men. These are good men that allow us to speak, and they don't have to get all perverse and awkward. No, don't get me wrong. Now we grown, and there's times we throw down and we get in conversations, but these men actually allow us they're handpicked. They don't realize it, men, but these are hand selected men by some of us women who I call cream of the crop. We hand selected the best. Look, somebody get mad if they want to. We have hand selected the pick. We have hand picked and selected certain men that, okay, we can build with them. This one good, this one safe, this one solid.
Hey,
and then there are
hold
others.
on, y'all.
Hey, Bill,
Hold on, y'all.
Come on now.
I see Sister Sabrina in the chat. Sister Sabrina. Let me see if I can do this.
Sabrina.
But could I say something?
Go ahead.
Yes, come on, underrated.
No, let me say this though. I do have men's panels, as very do, but I do have other issues that I talked about that I want women to come. So don't listen to people like I don't like having women. I do have women. Vivian could tell you. So you welcome beats and everything. So you're more than welcome. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna start my sports show soon too. And I'm gonna talk about women's sports, and I want women to come on. You say you want decent do women, so I'm gonna have that very soon. And also and I do talk about boxing. I talk MMA, and then I do talk about women MMA too. So any women that knows MMA, you're more than welcome.
You better get into it. Oh, I love some boxing. Y'all don't be known. We really. We ain't trying to hear about no Chanel. We don't care nothing about that. We like boxing. Vivian like bikes. Vivian be on bikes and doing the most. We really are some girly girl and tomboy at the same time. So don't exclude us when y'all be having those type of conversations. We be
I do welcome that. No, but this.
Do me a favor, Sabrina. Hold on a second. Sabrina T, type down in the chat, babe. I want to make sure that you got your mod stick because I need you as part of my team assassins.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm saying that.
Go ahead, underrated and beach.
I do. That's what I'm saying. I urge women that if you know boxing, you can come boxing, but they don't want to come. Even MMA, we talking about MMA.
I didn't know that. I must have missed that.
They just don't want to come. They don't want to. No, they don't want to come. I don't know. There's some people that they know I do it, but it's all right though. But I do it.
I will come on camera with you full screen and show me what to do because I already know I'm kind of built like a boxer, but I'm fine with that. I like my strong. Y'all can't body shame me out here like me feeling some type of way.
No, I don't have no problem. I don't have no problem. You come if you know, like I will tell women this: if you know boxing,
to make them move,
okay.
And I love it.
No problem.
Love it.
No problem. If you know boxing, you're more than welcome. You got no boxing. Don't be. We be getting it. That's just the matter of fact.
Hey, reason.
Before I came on Vivian's chat, I did the underrated boxing talk number 34 with some brothers, and we was like, so,
Would you consider teaching underrated? I hate to put you on blast, but would you consider possibly showing some of us women not that lame self-defense? No, we want to know how to not clock a nigga. I'm sorry, I almost said the N-word. We want to know how to clock one hit a quitter. Okay, show me a one hit a quitter up in here.
Well, I could show some, but there are brothers that into it like fitness and stuff, nurturing. I could definitely bring that, but I could show you a little something, no problem. But I could bring some brothers that tell you that.
Right next to me. Let me go and do a couple of curl, get it ready. We get down. We ain't trying to twirl around and with the foolishness and just sit around and gossip. That's not that's not interesting to us. That's just not.
And as for me, I don't gossip either. I don't gossip around men all the time. I don't do like that. I got the flow. So no problem. I don't have no problem. I don't have no problem do that.
Well, you want to know anything about me? I got some chicken on the stove, and I do not
Thank you, Vivian. Appreciate you.
Love you, Vivian. Love you, everybody.
All right, peace out.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all remember to like this now.
All right, peace.
Okay, thank you guys for coming up here and blessing me with your time and your energy, as my brother Gold Professor always says. Y'all, I like to just thank y'all for just coming in here and and just spending a little bit of time with me and trying to get to the answer and the bottom of some things. As I always say, I thank my everyday people, because that's what I call you guys, my everyday people. I don't have Urshas. I have what I call the team assassin. I don't have ushers. I have team assassins. That's what my moms are. We the team assassins. And I appreciate my team assassins. I appreciate my everyday people. Hey, Stiggs girl, how are you, darling? I appreciate my, yeah, honey. And Stiggs, I'm going to have to get you up here when I do my educational talk, because tomorrow, probably Wednesday or Thursday, I'm going to do a talk about education. So I'll hit you in the back and we'll talk about it. But I enjoy and I thank each one of my everyday people, because that's what I call y'all, my everyday people, because that's what we are, everyday people. That's all I deal with is everyday, regular schmegular people. Hey, Houston, how are you, darling? I deal with regular, everyday, regular schmegular people, and that's who I deal with. And I like to say thank each and every one of you for coming. I like to thank each and one of my team assassin for being here. Ladies and my one gentleman, y'all on point. Y'all on point. So I'm going to get out of here. Y'all, thank y'all for coming to this broadcast. And as my mama says, live, love, and laugh. And as my daddy always says, Lord, make us a blessing so we can be a blessing. And I pray that I truly and honestly was a blessing to each and every one of you, and that you found some little piece of gem, jewel, or something that you can add to your toolkit of life. All right. And I'm out. Deuces.